Hi, and welcome to another exciting episode of Goonies World. I am Johnny Pharaoh, also known as Sean. And with me, as always, is Lunicorn, also known as Lynn.
Hey, I get to steal Sean's line tonight.
Yes, you do. And we also have Meanie, also known as Ryan.
Hello.
And he is not mean. That is a lie. It is a bald-faced lie. And we have Goonie, also known as Colin.
And I should be called Meanie, actually, because I'm way meaner than Meanie.
You are. You're a little bit. You are a little bit meaner.
I would go grumpy rather than mean.
Shut the fuck up.
And of course,
I stand corrected.
We have our returning very special guest, Red Rocket, also known as Joe.
Salutations and whatnot.
And we are going at least once more into the breach with our grim and perilous adventures in Wrath and Glory.
We are, and you successfully defeated the Claw in an overtime, a bit of an overtime episode last time, due to a fortuitous wind blowing the smoke away a little, about half a round earlier than I thought it should have, technically. But as it turns out, not only was that fortuitous at the time, but it is in fact becoming slightly ominous now, because that very same wind is still blowing, and the sky is getting dark as dark storm clouds come rolling in from over the lake towards your position, and the air starts to cool down, and it looks like the weather out here may start getting pretty nasty. Fortunately, you don't have to stay out here any longer, because you are supposed to be pushing forward into the actual spire itself. And and not just you, but there are several other fire teams here that are all doing the same thing. And so you enter the spire, and as you do, you see, and you've all probably been in a spire like this before, if not this exact one, and they're all pretty similar, and it's just very densely packed buildings on top of buildings on top of buildings on top of buildings. And everywhere you look, well, first of all, normally you're quite aware that the lights are rather bright most of the time. I mean, they're just on day and night, but they're not. The only light present is this dim orange emergency lighting, kind of casting a gross orange, color over everywhere. But in this orange light, everywhere you look, you can see that the sort of normal signs of the Imperium have been inverted. There's like upside down Aquilas and like statues, all the statues of saints and heroes have been beheaded or have like sacks slung over their heads. Everywhere you look, there's banners and graffiti with the "He has fallen" and "We will rise," covering the walls. And you and at least several other fire teams in your vicinity are sort of pushing through this area, and there's kind of you begin approaching this plaza, right? It's like a perfectly square plaza, it looks about maybe 50 meters square. And on the other side of it, well, first of all, in the center of it is a statue, with a bag over its head, presumably some hero or saint of the Imperium.
Or a goat, maybe.
Or an Uggo, possibly.
Butterface.
But just before you step out into the plaza itself, opposite you, there's this sort of shattered hab block, and two civilians rush out of it, escorting a servitor, and they're. And the servitor is pretty slow moving. It's it's and you can tell they look like they're in a hurry. These two guys, but the servitor's kind of not in a hurry, and out of nowhere, I mean, they have stepped out, taken a couple steps, and then you hear a crack from the distance, and one of the two civilians just goes straight like the Zapruder film, right? I mean, his head just sniped from a distance, explodes, he goes down, and the other guy freaks the fuck out and runs, leaving the servitor to just continue janking his way across the plaza. And he just like dived behind this statue to try to take cover from this sniper. And there are a couple other laser shots picking up dust around the edge of the statue. But you can see this guy, he's just cowered now on the ground as this servitor, slowly approaches the area. And they're not shooting at the servitor for whatever reason. But eventually, it takes a few seconds. This seems like an eternity, I'm sure, for this guy. But eventually, this servitor does make it behind the statue as well. And this guy just looks around and he sees the fire teams, you guys, and your compatriots, and he just begins waving you over frantically. And some of the other fire teams are looking around like, you wanna go? You're gonna go? What are we gonna do?
Look at all these wusses.
So he took cover behind something?
Yes, he's taken cover behind the statue.
Okay.
And though he has, at the moment anyway, the sniper has apparently no shot on him.
And it is so far the sniper's only been shooting at the civilians, not at the fire teams, and not at the robot or whatever it's called.
Yeah, the servitor, he did not take... Well, the servitor is like it's kind of a... Do you guys even know what servitors are? You dealt with one in a different episode as well, but... Yeah, they are kind of like cyborgs. They're basically... the reanimated corpses of criminals and stuff that they, put into, these cyborg machines, and they, essentially lobotomize them, but they... basically retain some amount of memory and personality and stuff, and they're basically just imprisoned and have to fulfill whatever they're programmed to do.
Like RoboCop, kind of.
Kind of. But anyway, yeah, so it doesn't... Nobody... Well, you guys are not out in the plaza proper yet. You could take a couple steps and be out there, but you are behind the cover of buildings and stuff in sort of a street, So the sniper wouldn't have a shot at you unless you approached through the plaza. Then you think you'd probably very likely be shot at.
Well, I don't know if we can all get behind that statue. Maybe one of us can. I'm a little worse for wear, kind of hurting in a bad way. If I could describe it and say I had 5 wounds or something, I'd say I had 1 wound, so I don't know how you guys are faring, but I'm pretty bad.
Also bad. Maybe one of us should rush for the statue to flush out the sniper. We could see the sniper, the rest of us could keep an eye out for the sniper flash of the muzzle barrel or whatnot. That might be something.
You guys have been all gung-ho, right? Glory for the Emperor and all of that this whole time, right? But I agree with Mr. Kroog here. He looks pretty beat up. So, what I'm gonna do, out of the goodness of my heart, right? Bumper's own heart. I'm gonna take one for the team, as it were, and I'm gonna play bait. And I'm gonna make a run for it, but you guys, alright?
We'll
You
cover
guys
you.
better be sharp on those sights, alright? And take this guy out. Don't let me get shot. I already been blowed up. I'm not gonna let you forget that.
We won't forget it, brother. We know you're doing your part, and we're gonna cover you as soon as you dart out there. I'm gonna poke my gun around the corner, or whatever, and I'm gonna see if the sniper pops his head out.
Me too.
And take a shot.
All right. So what I think I'm hearing is that Bumper is going to basically sprint out and dive behind the statue with this guy. All
Yes.
right. And what is your defense there?
It looks like it's only one,
Ooh.
according to my character sheet, but I think on another episode I said it was something else, because I think I was looking at the wrong area. But it's one.
Ooh. Well, no sixes to shift into extra damage, but you are sniped, unfortunately, for 10 points. However much you soak and can obviously then convert to shock if you can.
Yeah, I mean, I'm only gonna take 2, but I'm still gonna try to convert what I can. Oops, that one did not go in. There we go. Looks like 1 I'm able to convert to shock.
All right. So 1 wound then. And whoever is... it sounded like someone was going to be looking for the sniper muzzle flash.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anyone
Yeah,
looking...
I think all of us were to just kind of try to cover him.
Okay. Anyone looking for that, make a difficulty 4 awareness test.
Well, with the 6, and we get a glory. Add
Okay.
1 glory. So I have exactly 4 on mine. So I can at least
I only got 2.
see him.
I failed.
All right. Well, Flak does indeed see the sniper. It's about 100 meters away, in another building that looks like it's probably a hab block. But you definitely spotted him. So, I mean, you could point him out and to the others, and
Oh, there's that little sneaky fella.
There he is. Let's fire.
Yeah, I mean, whenever we can shoot at him again, I will.
yeah. Well, so before we do that, this is all gonna happen basically simultaneously. You guys will be like shooting at this guy while this conversation is going on, but Bumper, you dive behind the statue, and this guy is freaking out. He's like, it's like, oh, thank you so much. I don't know how we're going to get back to over there without getting shot at again. But thank you for the attempt anyway. Whoa. The militarum has arrived, yes, to put down the insurrection.
Yeah, you know, we're here to put down the insurrection and what have you, and of course to rescue you.
Oh yes, I certainly would appreciate to be rescued, along with my servitor here, 9F8F8. Yes, he's got very important information. I'm trying to get to the Imperials. You see, he's got maps of the interior of the spire, and I need to get them to the higher ups so that they know where to attack and such. And you know if Gravex is around anywhere?
I'm sure he's around here somewhere. I mean, I haven't seen him. But I think he was coming from the other side.
Oh, I hope not. He's very terrible. Some people call him the Claw because he has this horrible claw arm.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I did see that guy. You don't have to worry about him no more.
Oh, thank God. Oh, yeah. He's been running the lower levels for months now. It's a complete tyrant. No, they're all heretics anyway. Oh, Emperor bless us all.
You and your big friend here just stick with me. Everything's gonna be fine, all right?
Yes. Oh, are you suggesting that we approach the lines? I'm afraid we'll be subject to fire.
Not just yet. You just wait until I tell you, okay?
All right. And so you guys can all. The sniper's under, cover, but his defense is only 3. But that is the really long range. He's like 100 meters away. So I don't know if your laser guns have that much range or not.
12, 24, 36. So that's too far away. We'll have to move closer. And I don't know if there is any other cover other than this statue.
No.
How tall is the statue?
Like 10 meters. It's pretty tall.
Well, I guess we're all gonna have to make a run for it. Maybe we should, get him to shoot first and then run while he's reloading or something.
That's, I kind of have a plan here for me and these two guys. Is the statue, climbable at all? Could one, in theory, get up there?
It would be challenging as hell, but I mean, you could get up onto the base probably, but getting up beyond the base would probably be pretty tricky, and you'd have to
We got a rocket-propelled magnetic grapple line. Somebody does, anyway.
That's true. I don't know who has that. And also, not to give you
Kroog has it.
Not to give you any ideas, but the thing that made the last session go.
Oh shit! Yeah, we do have one smoke grenade as well.
What I was gonna do, full disclosure, I was gonna try to climb up and take the hood off the statue and wave it, and I was gonna yell at this guy to run while I was sort of waving the thing and drawing fire.
Yeah, it would just take so long to get up all the way to where the bag is placed. It's not that you couldn't do it. It's that it would take a really long time, and you would be subject to several possible rounds of being shot.
Yeah, as much as I appreciate his willingness to draw the fire onto himself, we might not want to do that.
Just check.
Hey, I'm Bumpa fucking Darsus, right? I'm fucking indestructible and shit.
Let's just chuck the smoke grenade and run for it.
Yeah, we might as well make use of this last smoke grenade. Just hopefully we don't have to fight a big claw guy again. And,
just throw it far enough that, I don't get caught up in the smoke with these guys trying to get back.
Well, we might want to throw it just where it covers the whole area.
I think we're...
I mean, it's smoke. It's gonna
drift.
waft.
I think we're overthinking it. Let's just chuck that thing and run.
So are you all running out to the statue, or are you having them run to the cover of the buildings where you guys are and the other fire teams?
I was going to throw it and run toward this statue.
Unless we're misunderstanding the situation and that's not what we're supposed to do.
It doesn't matter to me. I just want to clarify.
Okay. Well, what's our immediate goal here?
Well, you don't have explicit orders about what to do with this guy. Helping a civilian in need wasn't really something that was foreseen as being part of the mission.
He does have that important information.
Yeah, he wants to get back here. We don't want to get up to him. So
Yeah, I agree.
Chuck the grenade and yell, "Run! Bumper, bring him back!"
I think eventually we do need to get past where he is, but for the moment.
All right, well,
I'm throwing the grenade regardless. Somebody can start running.
Do it.
So, I'll toss it.
That'll give you 4 rounds of, or whoever, 4 rounds of cover. So that is plenty long enough to get even the servitor's slow, janky ass across, if that's the way you're going. So, that happened, and the sniper doesn't even bother trying to take a shot at anybody. And as they get across the plaza into this sort of area where the fire teams are all, you hear, first of all, some the armor that you had escorted up to the gates has begun rolling in, as well as a convoy of chimeras and with trailers, and the tanks roll through the lines first, and go deeper into the spire, and then these chimeras roll out into kind of the plaza where you have just rescued this guy and the smoke is dissipating. These trailers, they're kind of like flatbeds, and they've got like stacks of sandbags and razor wire and mines and all sorts of stuff. And a sergeant hops off of one of them, and he looks over at you guys, and he sees this civilian with the servitor. He's like, "What's going on here then?"
He claims to be. He claims that there's some the maps or something of the spire within this servitor.
Yes, that's true. I haven't been able to figure out how to get the information out of 9F8 yet. But I do know that one of the code words that is needed is Vindictus. Vindictus, says the sergeant. And he escorts like the servitor and the civilian into one of the chimeras that has like the trailer detached from it, and that chimera like takes off. He's like, "Good work. I'm sure we can extract those maps. That will come in very handy."
Yeah, anything we can do. You don't happen to have any med kits lying around, do you?
I'm sorry, I'm fresh out of med kits right now. We do have, if you have sufficient glory, we can call you in a med team.
We're not quite there. Well, it was just one, wasn't it? Didn't we determine it was one glory for med? Or was that 2 or 3? I can't remember.
I think
I have 2 written down.
Oh,
Yeah, the medic is only 2, and you should have 2. You should have had 1 carry over from killing the claw, and then 1. I think
Okay.
Sean rolled a critical.
all right. Well, we've got 2. I don't know if we, unless we have time for a respite, then we should probably spend that because I think we're all hurting.
Well, yeah. So you do not actually have time for respite now.
Yeah.
Everybody is kind of out in the plaza now, and like the sniper, there's just too many. He can't kill everybody. He knows he will draw plenty of fire. So you guys kind of spread out, and not even just your fire team, several other fire. I mean, basically the entire penal brigade, is kind of spread out into a sort of a loose perimeter, about right kind of near where the statue is. So the tanks, I told you about the tanks had rumbled through a little bit ago, and the chimeras are here. And actually now, the storm that had been rolling in earlier, it's getting even darker and windier outside, and the entrance is not that far away, and you can feel the air getting cooler, and the air begins sort of crackling outside. And I should mention as well, the bells, bong, 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 are still just chiming for whatever reason. But the sergeant approaches you again, and he points to one of the trailers that had been detached from a chimera with all the supplies, the sandbags and everything. And he points it and says, "All right, Bravo, you need to get over to that trailer. Take some supplies and establish a position covering the ground from there. Excuse me, from there." And he points to there. He points to these 2 positions in the plaza. "I want you dug in and secure in no more than an hour. We're not done yet." And he moves on to the next fire team and you can see him pointing, and he wants, so like, you're going to secure this part of the line, and the next fire team is going to secure this part of the line. So if you could just sort of describe to me how you want to set up the various supplies. You've got sandbags, you've got razor wire, you've got mines, you could mine an area, whatever you want to do.
First, I want to call the medic, if we all agree.
Yes, of course. I think everybody seems to be nodding in agreement.
Medic!
So, Brisham and his 2 orderlies, as always, pop in and restore up to 6 wounds, divided between you all as you see fit.
All right. I got. Well, if we take, I don't know who's hurt. I think we're all hurt, probably.
I'm down by about half.
Yeah, we're all hurt.
I mean, you guys should split it between yourselves, because I've only got 1 wound currently. Like, I've only taken 1 because I had recovered from previous damage before.
So we take 2.
All right.
Then
2 each, yeah.
so all right. Well, I got 3 now.
I'm going to keep this simple. I say we lay down a field of mines, and then on our side of the field of mines, we shove up the sandbags and put the razor wire up on top of it. Does it sound all right to you?
That's what I was going to suggest too. Maybe put the mines a little bit further out in front, you know.
Yeah.
As they approach us, I'll have to go through the mines. We'll be behind the sandbags. I'll have to get up over those and over the razor wire.
Sounds reasonable to me.
Yes, excellent idea. Excellent.
Sounds good. So you get that all set up, and you decided quickly, and were able to execute it fairly quickly. So I would say you have sufficient time, if you would like, between now and the next thing to do a quick regroup. But I have like a 45-minute, 50-minute regroup, where if somebody has Medicaid during this period of time, they can heal somebody a number of wounds equal to their Medicaid dice pool.
I think we probably all have a little bit of Medicaid, don't we?
Yeah, I mean, I've got two.
Yeah, I've got two.
Dice.
I've got 3. Get over here, Kroog. Bend over. All right.
Yes, sir.
I can restore 2 wounds to Kroog.
You can restore. You can restore wounds equal to your total Medicaid dice pool. So if it's 3, then you get.
Oh, okay. I just rolled 2 successes, but yeah, I'll make it 3.
Well, if you...
Do I have to roll my Medicaid? Okay.
Not during a regroup.
Okay.
You only have to roll it if you're doing it like during combat or a stressful type situation. During a regroup, you don't.
Okay.
You just heals automatically.
Did take 3.
I'm full. Oh, full of health.
Same.
All right. Well, while you're doing your respite, refugees have begun to approach the lines that you and the other, the other fire teams have set up here in the plaza.
Quick question: Do we lose or recover any shock during a regroup?
No.
Okay.
What was I saying? Oh yeah. So as you're doing this, refugees begin approaching the lines that you and the other fire teams have set up, and it's usually just like a group of a couple, and they approach slowly and they look confused. How are you going to? Are you just going to let them pass?
Where are they going?
They're trying to leave the spire entirely.
Well, should we... I mean, they might be heretics that are...
There should be some sort of inspection procedure to make sure they're not strapped up with explosives or something,
Yeah, we have to pat them down or something.
Do a quick pat down of each one. Look for explosives, concealed weapons. Take anything from them.
All right. Well, if somebody wants to make you can either try to intimidate them or with this or use leadership, but it will take a difficulty to roll to get them to follow your sort of instructions and allow you to pat them down and whatnot.
Well, I got a 3 in leadership.
Go for it.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's probably the best.
All right there, refugees. Just hold up a minute. Gonna check you. Just to make sure you're not hiding anything. And it could be mutants.
I would, if it would help in this inspection, just sort of to use it since I have it as a free action. I have a Psyniscience, which will allow me to detect if there's any what's the word? I can check for signs of a psychic presence, like maybe see if any of these people are under the influence of someone else or attempting to use a psychic power for nefarious purposes.
There's just a couple small clusters at the moment. Although you can assume that there will be many more. But no, nobody right here seems to be under the influence of any psychic powers or using any psychic powers or anything like that. No psychers around in the immediate vicinity.
Good, okay.
Okay, I got 3.
That is plenty enough. So these group of refugees do indeed follow your orders and allow you to pat them down. I mean, they are just frightened and starving, apparently. but yeah, there nothing nefarious, no weapons or no explosives, no food, no nothing. These people have nothing.
Good. I feared they might have been looters as well, or graffiti artists. Yeah, okay, that's good.
Oh, we couldn't possibly. We've not even had a bite to eat in days. They've confined us to the lower 3 levels and just locked us in after we refused to take part in worshipping the fallen emperor.
Okay, I don't want to hear any talk about the Emperor, so move along.
All right, well, essentially, I feel like you've established a checkpoint, basically, this you are able to continue doing this as each sort of group of refugees comes through. And as you let the third and fourth group through, you can hear the storm outside getting worse. You can, the interior of the spire here, which is just illuminated by this gross orange emergency lighting, occasionally just flashes brightly as strobe lightning from the outside, and you can hear thunder and rain begin coming down. And word is passed along the line of reinforcements all the way from the outside that reinforcements can no longer cross the lake. It's too dangerous because of the storm, which it doesn't seem like good news. It kind of freaks some of the fire teams out. People start looking around like, that's not great. And then after a particularly loud peal of thunder, the bells stop ringing. The incessant bell ringing which had been going on since you killed the claw stops. And so the refugees initially were approaching kind of nervously and cautiously, seemingly afraid that you might shoot at them or something. And you've let several groups through over the course of almost an hour. But now it's like they start moving faster, almost like running. And in fact, this wave of just like starts running across the plaza in your direction, like looking back over their shoulders. And as they approach, they begin screaming, "Oh, let us through! Have mercy! Have mercy!" But nobody knows why they're freaking out. What the fuck's going on? Like, and some of the fire teams begin like picking up their laser guns, like, "Hey, this, don't try to rush us like this. This is not going to go well." And they might start shooting. And so I don't know. You guys might be doing the same thing. I don't know. What are you doing?
I'm gonna try to get him to calm down. Leadership, I guess.
This is a panicked mob rushing straight at you. I don't even know if, they're screaming. I don't think there's time for that. Oh, and then the lights go out. And as soon as the lights go out, it's chaos, just screaming. The people that were rushing your position were already panicking, and they just get the panic just escalates exponentially, and they begin screaming, and people just begin rushing through the area. They're getting spliced up on. You can't even see them. You can just hear them essentially. Yeah. You get flipped around. You don't know what direction you're facing. You're assuming you can hear the razor wire getting hit. People are getting cut up as they rush through, but they just don't fucking care. They're just going.
You maniacs!
Do we, in these supplies that we were given, do we have any, like, flares or, like, glow stick type things for emergencies that you would find, like, an emergency kit?
No, you do not, unfortunately. And in fact, if you wish to do anything besides sit there being hindered, well, I'll start with. So everybody is hindered unless they can make a difficulty 5 awareness test.
Well, I can't.
Well, we're gonna hope for some 6s. Oop, that one bounced away. Oh shit! I'm gonna spend a wrath point.
Do it.
To re-roll one of my failures because I have 4 successes right now. I did roll a complication though. Oh, and that so 4 successes only and 1 complication.
That's bad.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
So. All right. So anybody who didn't make it is hindered, which means everything will be at a +1 difficulty during this round, but it's essentially going to be treated like a combat round. There are refugees, or what were apparently running refugees, rushing your position, and they're now running through it and streaming through. What do you do, Bumper?
We can't calm these guys down or anything, but I think maybe I'm just gonna stick my foot out there and try to trip one of them, and maybe that'll slow them down, and if they cause a pileup, at least they quit stepping on us. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm gonna give them a. I mean, they can't even see. So you. I'd say.
Yeah, no, I can't see where they are, but
you can't really see where they are.
Barber's thought is he's gonna.
You could try, but yeah, I think that's.
Yeah, he can hear them.
Not likely to. Well, and so you try. You don't know if you succeeded or not. If you did, there's probably somebody just getting trampled to death on the ground now. Kroog, what are you doing?
I'm gonna fire indiscriminately. No, I'm gonna. I don't know what to do. Like turtle shell. I'm gonna turtle up, and I hope I don't get crushed.
That's what I was going to do too.
Okay, well, we've got Flak and Kroog turtling up. What about Lynane, the insane?
Do something insane.
I know. I really think I probably should do something insane. I'm gonna. If there is a mound of people piling up, I'm gonna climb on top. And I'm gonna say, "Stop, you fools! Stop in the name of the Emperor! Order will be restored to this man's army, or we're all gonna die." That should make him feel better.
And so you get on top of the pile of what, sandbag? Is that what you're on top of, or?
I'm assuming there's a pile of people to climb onto.
Oh, so you're like crowd surfing, basically.
That Bumper, Bumper has presented me with.
He built a dam of people when he tripped the guy, so that's he's trying to climb on top of.
Those damn refugees,
Yeah, damn refugees.
Well, that will give you'll be kind of on the high ground. I'm going to give you a difficulty 4 awareness test to spot a thing.
Okay. Come on.
Or actually a
6s in
bunch
here.
of things.
I got 3 successes. No! One of them's a 6. I got 4 successes.
With that and having, so you're essentially crowd surfing on top of this panicked mob of people, and lightning flashes outside. It's clearly raining and storming, but you see in the distance that not too distant distance what it was in these 2 or 3 flashes of light that these people are running from. And it's an entire horde of Poxwalkers. Nurgle infested, horrible grins, buboes and horns, and pus leaking out everywhere. And they're just like grinning horribly.
Well,
and
there's your N-word.
Yep. Somebody did the N-word.
They will be at your position shortly. And in fact, almost as soon as you notice them, so are you gonna? Well, I mean, are you getting down? What are you doing for the next small period of time? I mean, I assume Flak and Kroog are still turtling. Of course, you could always yell out what you saw, but
The Nurgles are coming. The Nurgles are coming.
She's the
Nurg alert.
Nurgler.
well, who's the guy that said the British are coming? I guess forgot his name.
Paul Revere.
Paul. Yeah, she's a Paul Revere.
That's right.
Well, if we could see now, then
Paul Revere in this bitch.
if we could see now, then let's pop up and start shooting at them. I don't know that the 5 of us could stop a horde, but we can try.
Well, yeah, you can't even. I mean, she only saw him because of the lightning and because she was elevated. I mean, you would have to get. I mean, you would just be shooting civilians fleeing at this point.
Well, then I'll do nothing.
Perhaps we should start making our way through the civilians
Blind, though.
and rallying troops that are not civilians as we go.
We can't see anything.
Yeah, we need to.
But I can tell you this stuff. This is what we need to do.
Yeah, but trying to do that
Rallying
in the dark.
people that we can't see. And getting through people we can't see.
We. Is there any other way to get high ground like her? I mean, I guess we could try to, but we can't. I don't know how long the people are going to stay piled up. Like, we'd have to. Maybe we take the sandbags and pile up so we can see over the crowd, and then we start shooting.
I want to make sure I'm understanding. I thought it was completely dark, and she only saw something because of a lightning flash. Am I wrong about that?
I mean,
Right.
yeah, that's correct. Yes.
Okay. So
But if we know that if we are above the crowd and we know the general direction, we could start shooting
I
into
guess
the
that's true. Let's
line.
climb up as high as we can get
Yep.
and start firing, hopefully over the heads of the crowd into the darkness.
Well, as you're climbing up on top of your fortifications, the first wave of Poxwalkers begin slamming into the razor wire and like impaling themselves on it, and they look like they would struggle to even climb up to where you are. But it looks like there's going to eventually be so many of them that they're just going to be walking up a ramp of other Poxwalkers into your position.
Those mines we set out, they must have all been duds. They didn't do anything here. They had no help at all.
Yeah, they didn't. Nothing exploded, at least not yet, for whatever reason. So
The mines are in league with Nurgle. And we can't call in special weapons team. We'll just have to shoot, try to make a difference.
I mean, yeah, you could start trying to shoot the ones that are impaling themselves on your fortifications.
Yeah. That's what I'm going to do. Four successes.
Yeah, that's. I was actually just gonna say, really. I mean, if you're all just opening fire on them, they're not even. I mean, they're stuck to your razor wire and shit, right? Like, I wouldn't even make a normal attack. I would just roll a d6 to see how many you clear off of it.
Okay.
4.
That's good. I mean, if everybody wants to do that, that's perfectly acceptable to me.
I got 2 more.
I got 4 more.
I rolled a 6, and I used my wrath die for that, so I don't know if that counts.
Yeah, this is a wrathless roll, unfortunately.
So I think that's 16 altogether, if I counted right.
Yeah, well, that clears off quite well. So that's good. But of course, just as soon as they're gone, another wave begins piling in, and they're pushing too. They're like pushing the actual fortifications back towards the entrance of the actual spire itself. But actually, as they're doing this, almost at the same time, two different things happen. 4 of the walkers pop through into your position. They managed to push through your position, and you know this because right as they're doing it, you hear the engines roar of several vehicles pull into the plaza behind you with spotlights lighting the area. So you've got a mess of them now pushed back up on you. Cleared off the fortifications, but they're back with a second wave, and 4 of them have popped through, but just 4 at the moment. So there are 4 that could attack you, basically.
Yeah, we should focus on them.
Yep.
So I will shoot at them. At one of them. Oh shit. 6 successes. No critical successes, but pretty good. I don't know if that's just for 1, I guess, right?
Yeah, just 1. Their defense is 3, so that sounds like it will hit.
That would be 8 damage.
Their resilience is 8, actually, unfortunately. So,
Damn.
and the one you were just shooting at is going to take a swipe at you. Ooh, no successes at all. Misses completely. What do you do?
It's a lucky break.
Flak?
I'll fire as well. Boom, 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 boom. I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes. So there'll be 2 over. I'll shift those 2 successes, and it'll be. I'll do 9, which is 1 better, isn't it, than the resilience?
It is indeed. All right.
Only
Well, the one you shot is going to. Fortunately, they're not particularly skilled. He got 2 successes. I don't remember what your defense is.
My defense is 2.
That's only 7 damage, though. I think you probably soaked that.
My flak armor will soak it.
All right, and what about Bumper?
I'm gonna take a shot. And only get 1 success. Oh no, 2, because that was a 6. 2 successes. I don't know. I don't remember what their defense. So
sorry, 3.
yeah, so I didn't hit him.
Oh. Let's see if he can hit you. 2 successes. I don't remember if that hits you or not.
Yes, my defense is only 1.
8 points. Which, do you soak that? You might.
I will soak that. I will.
And finally, Lynane.
Only 2 successes, unfortunately.
All right. Well, the next round, 4 more managed to push their way through. And another chimera you hear approach behind you with additional lighting. And this one pulls around, and its light, as it is just shining directly on to one particular walker. I mean, and now the vehicle is almost directly behind you. It approaches very, very close, and but its lights, its spotlights are illuminating one particular walker who's just shambling towards your position, carrying a massive sack full of what must be explosives, with a large antenna sticking out the top of it. He's coming right in your direction, and so that's up to you. I'll let you do whatever you want, but he's probably like a suicide bombing fucking Poxwalker right in your fucking position. So
there's 8 total plus that guy.
Well, there's 4 that have, or I'm sorry, 8 total that are beyond your fortifications. This guy is outside your fortifications still.
Well, if we could get to him before he breaks in, we can shoot him, blow him up, blow everyone else up around him, all the other Poxwalkers. So we
shoot him.
We gotta shoot him, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll fire. Three successes.
And then you're shooting the big guy?
The guy with the explosives.
Alright, well his defense is only 1, so.
Oh. Okay. And let's see. 8.
8. Oh man. Alright. Well, he's gonna take 4 of those. And let's see. They just can't hit you today, Kroog. Only 1 success, and I think. Well, actually, did that hit you? Because
actually, I do have 1 defense.
7 damage.
Well, luckily I soak it. My flak armor don't take no flak.
All right. Well, whoever's gonna go next.
I want to go. Boom, 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 boom. Fire at him. No, terrible. I got 0 successes out of 5 dice and not a 1.
But you do have wrath. You could use.
Yeah, I'd like to do that. It's more like it. 2, 3, 4 successes.
Oh, plenty.
Yeah. So, is over, and I'll do 8 damage.
All right. Well, that's enough, and it fucking explodes, knocking over all of the Poxwalkers near it, including the ones that were in your vicinity. And actually, you should probably have to make acrobatics tests and not fall down yourselves. Just difficulty 2, not too hard.
Athletics.
Athletics. That's what I said. That's what I should have said. Sorry, my bad.
All right. I got pretty high in that, actually.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I don't fall.
5. No, 6. 6 successes. I do a backflip.
I got a single success.
I got 5 successes,
All right.
and 1 or 2 of those is from 6 on the wrath die.
Oh, so you get a glory.
So yes, let's have some glory.
Wonderful. All right. Well, so Bumper gets knocked to his ass, which is unfortunate because basically as soon as that explosion happened, everybody begins yelling for everyone to retreat back out of the spire, or at least towards the entrance, in the direction of the entrance. And yeah, indeed, you hear like commanding officers yelling out for everybody to regroup at the gates. Regroup at the gates.
All right, let's go. Bumper, get off your dumper and let's go.
Move.
And so you guys pushed back towards the gates with this shambling horde of Poxwalkers heading in your direction in the dark. And you get back to the gates, and everybody at this point is just indiscriminately shooting into the darkness, presumably taking out many of these things. And they're sort of closing in on your position, and you may have to, it's looking like you might have to actually leave entirely when another Chimera reaches through the entrance, plows into a couple Poxwalkers, which you can see from the headlights, and you can actually recognize the driver as Myra, the one who brought you here originally, and she waves in your direction and says something like, "Well, it's good to see you still alive." And the back entrance where you load in, typically, the ramp comes down, and she says, Get in and man those guns!" Waves you in.
My
and you can
pleasure.
see there is already an occupant of this vehicle, and it is servitor 9F8F8.
Yeah, that's the one with the information.
Yes, it is.
Well, let's get in there and man those guns.
It would appear we've met our fate. Our F8.
Yes.
After you explained it, it was funny.
I think maybe Mr. Kroog, you're just not as quick-witted as I am,
Yeah, that's probably right. I'm not much of a comedian. Just a leader and a hero and a savior and all those things.
Be a leader and man with those guns, then.
Legend in his own mind, this guy.
So there are 3 guns. There are two laser gun arrays, and 1 multi-laser. And 3 of you are welcome to man them. You can man whichever ones you want.
Dibs.
I'll grab the multi-laser because I've got a high ballistic skill.
So whoever is not grabbing a gun is going to have to deal with this servitor and trying to get the information out of it. But as you enter the vehicle, the driver says, "So I think you probably know already, but that stinking servitor has the codes of the light switch, and I need a squad to pull the lever. So get that thing to tell you where it is, and point me in the right direction, and I'll get you there."
Okay, well, I'll try my hand at this, servitor. And I'm going to look deep into its eyes. Say, Vindictus.
And Myra closes up the back of the vehicle and begins sort of just kind of going through the horde and just running people down. And so I was guessing that the three of you who are not talking to the servitor are manning the guns, yeah?
Yes.
I'm going to say Vindictus.
Oh. All right. Well, that does seem to have an effect. And it says, code word accepted.
You better. Well, now we'll just tell this. Who's this person we're with now? We'd met her before. It was a female?
Yeah, Myra. Yeah, she's
Myra,
the one who brought you across the lake in the very first episode.
Okay.
I don't remember if I introduced you to her. Then I was, but you obviously, as characters, were.
We met a lot of people, and they're all dead now.
Yeah, a lot of fallen soldiers. So, I don't know. I think I properly greased up this robot, and it's ready to spill its secrets.
Yeah, but it's obviously suffering from the sort of memory wipe process. It has some. It's quite slow-witted. So you have successfully reduced the difficulty of extracting this information, but you are going to have to issue commands to it to attempt to get that information. And I will leave it up to you exactly how you want to do that. And in the meantime, you're mowing through this horde. Everybody on guns, make a ballistics check.
Only one success.
Only one here as well.
5 here, and another glory point for a 6 on the wrath die.
All right. So there are, like as I was saying, there are 2 las-gun arrays and 1 multi-laser. Who's on the las-gun arrays?
I believe Lynane and I are on the las guns because Flak specifically called the multi-laser.
Gotcha. Okay. So everyone got at least 1. So everybody roll damage. The las-gun do 7 plus 2 ED, and the multi-laser does 12 plus 4.
Uh, 12.
Did you say 7 plus 2?
Yes.
15.
$13.
Calculations are not adding
Yeah.
up.
The multi-laser does 12. I got 12 because I have no ED success. The regular lasers do not that much.
They do 7 plus 2 extra dice, so the most they can do is 9.
Oh, for some reason I was adding up the extra dice, and
I
so it would be
was
8.
doing the same thing.
8.
I was doing the same thing. And mine would also be 8.
So 12 and 8. Oh my gosh. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, yeah, that is plenty enough to keep the horde at bay as Kroog tries to extract this information from this thing.
I'm going to shove my hand up its port and rip it out. No, I'm going to say, okay,
9F8. I want you to retrieve blueprints for the spire. Can you do that for me? Come on, buddy. Dig deep. They're in there.
I have many blueprints.
Tell him to find the goddamn light switch for the plaza.
I don't know if he can turn on the lights.
No, but the guy will lead us there, and then we can turn them on.
But they retrieve blueprints for spire number whatever this. I don't know.
This is just Torah Armus.
Torah Armus. Blueprints. Retrieve them now.
I love her music.
Yeah.
Which level?
Plaza.
All levels. Plaza. First.
I want to make sure I understood. The guy told us that this guy could find it with a light switch, and then he would lead it to us, right?
That is correct.
That's what we're looking for, is the light switch on the plaza level.
Make a tech test.
All right. Oh, wow. Got a 6 on the Wrath. That's 3 successes.
That is fortunate because that is precisely how many you need. And I think between your commands and Flak contributing from the gunning position, he begins to go through these scrolls and data slates that he has, and he produces one which looks to be labeled Lumen Sanctum.
Think that's it.
Yeah,
That
sounds
is.
right. Okay, where's that fellow who said he could get us there?
Oh, that was Myra, the driver.
Myra. All right, Myra, here it is.
All right. Well, she takes the data slate, begins looking at it. She's like, "Oh, that's right up here," and plows forward through this horde, mowing people down. Yeah. So you get. Takes a few rounds, and cinematically, I'm not even going to make you because you have more than enough spare rounds in the bank to get there. Because there was some chance the horde could have overwhelmed you, but that's not going to happen. So cinematically, you're just plowing them with these mounted guns as Myra drives through deeper into the spire, and it's almost like a maze, but since you have the map, not too difficult. So eventually you arrive at this sort of desolate sanctum, and there's a power coupling here, which appears to control the lights for this level.
Is it working? Is it like a blown fuse or something, or is it?
Yeah, it's essentially just needs to be switched back on. That will take a difficulty 3 test, essentially.
A tech test?
Yep.
Well, I can try it. I have a 2.
I have a 3. Not much better.
Try it.
Only 1 success.
Yeah,
You.
get out of the way. Let me see that. Well, because I've rolled a 6, but not on the rat die, then I have exactly 3.
All right. Well, Flak is able to figure out the contraption, and the lights come up and are bright white, no longer the orange emergency lighting from before, and you can hear, even as far away as you are now, the cheers from the lines fighting the horde back at the entrance. And it's a little anticlimactic, but essentially now with the lights on, dealing with Poxwalkers with tanks and chimeras is like, that's kind of no big deal, really. I mean,
Just mow them down.
Yeah, you actually even hear the Vox connection inside the Chimera kind of come to life, and great work! Oh my gosh! Oh, we've got them now, boys. Yeah. Emperor be praised. Excuse me.
Did it.
I'm gonna wipe off the area around my neck in preparation for a medal that will be draped around there. Get all the
Nice.
rubble and dust off of there. Yep.
We have a long wait.
So basically, you get taken back to the entrance and fight alongside your fellow fire teams, but and the resistance lasts for a few more days, but they can't hold out. I mean, you got the lights on. The Poxwalkers are toast. The traitor militia, they just dwindle over the course of about 3 days before they peter out completely. And indeed, it's funny because kind of a post log is that a bunch of the surrendered heretics, instead of becoming prisoners of war, are actually, their punishment is to have to join the penal brigade themselves.
I was just thinking.
So,
Nice.
so some of the people you were fighting may soon be your co-workers. But that is the conclusion of this adventure.
It seems to me, after all my heroism here, that I think I've earned my freedom, as it were, and I'm just I'm gonna be on my way.
Goodbye.
See ya.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
He starts walking and gets executed. Trying to walk out the bars of the cell he's in.
Well, actually, how much glory do you have remaining at the end of the adventure?
We have
by
3.
by my count, we had 4.
Did I miss one?
Maybe I miscounted, but
I'm gonna say it's 4.
I thought we had 2, but
no, we had way more than that
we
because
spent 2 though.
I think I rolled 2 just in the last.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I rolled 1 as well.
while.
And I mark it each time I hear somebody say glory.
Same.
I'm sure the people listening to this will know exactly how much glory
they'll
we
know.
have.
I felt like we marked off 2 at some point when we called it nomadic. I didn't realize we had 4 more since then.
That was it.
That was at the
Yeah.
beginning.
Yeah, that was at the beginning, and then
yeah.
I think we earned back.
Well, I should say that it specifically does say here that if the fire team has remaining glory equal to the number of players, Commissar Shrake will release them from penal service.
So the difference between 3 and 4 kind of matters. If you guys both
It
say
kinda
4,
does.
then
I'm good with it being 4, and I say
Penal
Well,
service.
I do remember Lynn rolling a couple and Colin also real quick right at the end. So there's at least 3 definitely, and I'm fine with it.
I know I did 1, so yeah. All right.
And what if we don't want to leave the penal?
I want to
colony?
re-enlist.
You certainly are welcome to. Yeah, I mean,
I
for all
found
your
my niche.
glorious achievements, would you be more than welcome to stay?
if
Bumper will be back anyway because he's going right back to a life of crime. So
Yeah, he'll be back. I just am hoping for promotion or something, but maybe in time. But I'll probably stay here in the penal brigade, and I'll probably die. But I didn't die. None of us died, even though we probably should
Came
have.
close. But we made it.
Came close a couple times, yeah.
I really,
It's hairy.
That's how you play Wrath and Glory.
Sort of.
Sort of.
We did our best.
All right. Well, see you guys next time for something completely different.
thanks for having me.
Yeah, Joe,
bet.
we're happy to
Yes,
have you
thank
on.
Squeak.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, if you like this podcast, consider leaving us a good rating and or review, and subscribe to us wherever you can. We've got a YouTube channel and a Discord server, as well as merchandise available at TeePublic. Find our website at GooniesWorldPodcast.com. Email us at GooniesWorldPodcast@gmail.com. You can find all those links and more at Linktree/GooniesWorld. Thanks for listening.